Hey y'all, it's your girl waseem, and I'm here with the Top Recruits Podcast, where we explore the journeys of coaches, mentors, and athletes. Today we have a very special guest, Gavin Nix. He plays at IMG, and he's currently a 4-star recruit. Hey Gavin, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Blessed to be here and chat with you today.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here. I do want to start off with a little warm-up question. Do you have any fun facts that you would like for our guests to know?
Well, actually, for everybody out there, I just got a tattoo right before I came here and chopped it up with her today, so a little fun fact.
Let me see the tattoo.
Yeah, walk by faith, not by sight.
Okay, so I see that you have a tattoo that's biblical. How important is your religion to you?
It's real important. My religion is everything, you know. I'm real big on faith, you know, having a good relationship with God, you know. Without God, nothing is possible to me, you know. All the glory go to God, and, you know, everything I do, I always want to attribute to the Lord, you know. So, real big on religion.
Yes, amen. Do you have any like pre-game prayers that you say before you go out on the field?
No, I don't have nothing specific, you know, every week is different, you know, every game week, you know, we all go through different trials and tribulations week in and week out. So I kind of like to freestyle it and, you know, talk to the Lord based on how that week going.
And what you need that time during that game. All right, so I do want to ask, what made you start playing football? What made you get into it?
I'll probably say my family. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I grew up around it, you know. I really came up with my papa and my nana a lot. And, you know, my papa was huge on football. He kept me around it, kept me watching it, kept me playing, you know, ever since I was able to walk, you know. So I think my family was a big reason why I played the game of football.
Yeah, did you ever play any other sports, or was it only football?
Nah, I played pretty much everything. I played baseball, soccer, track. I pretty much did everything, but I always stuck with football. I always had a different type of passion for football.
Okay. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and jump into your high school season. What was your freshman year like? Did you play at all, or, you know, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, my freshman year was great. I ended up going to a school downtown called Lake Highland Prep. You know, it was a different experience for me, you know, growing up in public schools and things like that. You know, going to a prep school, it was different, but a good experience, you know, besides football, you know, the people I was able to go to school with and learn from and communicate with every day. You know, it was a blessing in the long run to be around them. And my freshman year was amazing. I had a great freshman year. Started on the varsity team and did great things. We won states for our classification, and it was a great year my freshman year.
All right, yeah. So you mentioned like the different environment. Did you grow up around like the West Orlando area?
Nah, I grew up in the Kissimmee area.
Okay, and you went to public school. So what was that transition like? Like, what was the hardest thing about transitioning from public school to private school?
Probably the people I was around, but, you know, I think that was a blessing because I put myself around, as far as, you know, the people I was talking to, it was people who really knew what they was talking about. You know, they parents was, you know, millionaires, billionaires. So, you know, being able to just soak in knowledge, you know, for stuff like you're not only hearing about football when you put yourself in an environment like that. And, you know, it was great. It was a big, you know, obviously with different cultures and religions you might be able to meet. It was most definitely big. It wasn't one-sided. It was, we had a big variety, but it was great though.
Yeah, I really love that you touched on learning things outside of football, because I feel like a lot of young athletes only think of themselves as a football player, and it's easy to get wrapped up in this when that's what you do, that's your good, that's your craft. What is one of the most important things that you took away outside of football, learning like at Lake Highland?
I'll probably say, you know, just the time that you have on the field. You know, people love us for what we do on the field, but you don't want that to be your everything, because you know the time that we have on the field, it can be going in the snap of a finger. So you know, just being there, I was able to learn so much, you know, with business. You know, I want to major in communications and be an analyst. So it was a few people I knew, and there was a bunch of other things. You know, I wanted to prioritize learning things outside of football, because you know football might be the main thing, but it's not forever. It's not forever. Like football can end 10 years from now. It can end tomorrow. You never gonna win. So you don't want it to be your everything, you know? Yeah,
for sure. So you mentioned that you want to major in communications. What was the main reason that you wanted to major in that? Because a lot of athletes, they go into like, you know, something easy, something simple. Communications is a little more rigorous. So.
Yeah, you know, me, ever since I was little, I could talk about football all day. And, you know, just seeing how the people on TV, you know, Stephen A. Smith, the sports analysts like that, how they can go on TV and still, you know, they have fun in their careers. Like, whatever it was, I wanted to have fun in my career. Do something that I really love. I don't want to do it because it's a major, you know? And, you know, I fell in love with that. And, you know, even with football, you got to know how to talk. So it went hand in hand, and that's why I wanted to continue to pursue that.
For sure. And I think that you major in communications is a great choice. Just me meeting you here, like you speak very well. And it would be a great field for you to go to, especially if you have that passion and you're going to have the knowledge for it. So tell us a little bit about the season after your freshman year.
Yeah, so it was great. You know, I ended up right after my freshman season, actually that spring, I transferred to IMG Academy. And, you know, that was another big change for me.
Yeah,
more,
for sure.
More of, I'll say, you know, the athletic standpoint and leaving, you know, it's a boarding school up there. So pretty much the same thing. The type of people I was around, I was already used to that, you know, being at Lake Highland, you know. The only difference is everywhere, football, baseball, soccer, top athletes,
sure.
you know, and it all benefited me. Everything benefited me. You know, I'm still going through it, still at IMG. I'm still learning a lot, but it was great. You know, even the guys I was able to play with, I soaked in a lot of knowledge from them. They most definitely got me better playing against them every day. Top tier coaches, you know, all of my coaches came from D1 colleges, and not if that the NFL. Yeah. So it was great so far. You know, the people I'm surrounding myself with, you know, the type of teams we play all over the country. It's been great so far.
Yeah, although Lake Highland is like, you know, obviously a different type of school, even that jump from like Lake Highland to IMG, I feel like is a big one, especially like with you being away from home. Yeah. What was that like adjusting to life outside of home? Yeah,
I actually say like for me, it was really like that first week or two, because when you gone, like especially when I first got dropped off, it's like dang, like this really it, but it forces you to come so independent, and like once you get your flow of things, you know that the crowd you're gonna be around, you know, and that's all that goes to decisions. You know, every decision you make today is gonna affect every step of the way.
Yeah,
you know,
for
sure. And it was hard, like that first week or two, but you know, once you get in the flow of things, IMG is real structured, so they always gonna have you doing something. Also, that's one thing I like too. So. After that first week or two, it was straight. You know, you have to have a mindset that if you want things in life, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice certain things, you know. It might not be easy, but, you know, if you want something great in life, it ain't always going to be easy, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy. I'm sure it came with some perks, like not having to hear your dad or mom's mouth when you get out of the house.
You know, you got some benefits. You got some, it's pros and cons to it. It's pros and cons for sure.
So what was your season like at IMG?
It was great. Like I said, the players I was around, I was able to become a way better player just because of who I'm playing every day. But the biggest thing, I'll probably say the knowledge I take in. Like the things that, like, you know, being at home and literally all you heard, like, you know, see ball, get ball, you got basic formations, this, that, and third. Yeah. But what they was teaching me up there, it's like, I liked it also because when I go to colleges, I really know the terminology, the schemes, I really understand it. I talk the same language as them, and that's going to benefit me greatly because, you know, within these next 2 years, when I go to college, I can just jump in right like that. Nothing is a big shocker. So it was great. Had a great year, played a lot, and was able to contribute to my team great.
Yeah, for sure. I meant to ask this, but did you always play linebacker, or did you start off playing a different position?
Nah, actually, my whole life I played running back.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
And then my going into my 9th grade season, in that summer, I actually switched to linebacker, and everything just started falling into place. Crazy.
So why did you make that switch?
My dad used to tell me all the time, you know, now teams, you know, they running back. Everybody got running backs. You know, the wear and tear on running backs don't last as long. You know, you might not get paid as much. And, you know, you don't want to take that wear and tear on your body and, you know, switching a position that's like linebacker, it's identical to running back.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
You know,
like,
the tendencies, you know, all of that. So it helped me a lot, you know.
Wow. So that knowledge of you playing running back kind of helped you become
it's like,
great. Yeah.
It's the same thing. Running back and linebacker to me is the same thing. The only difference is you tackling the running back.
Yeah, you on the different side of the ball essentially. Yeah. For sure. Okay. So I do hear great things about you. Yeah. I heard you got all these offers. Tell us a little bit about what the recruiting process was like for you right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, I like to say just to start, it was a blessing. You know, like to be in this position, it's a blessing. You know, I will always continue to give all the glory to God. But
Amen.
Recruiting started for me. I got my first offer my 8th grade year, but it didn't pick up for me until really the end of my 9th grade year. I got offered from the University of Miami, 8th grade summer, and you know, just continue to stay humble, keep my head down. And after my 9th grade year, I had a great year, and I ended up getting West Virginia, and it just popped off for me ever since then, and that's how my recruiting started.
Yeah. So what is it about you, like, you know, you can have all the right to be cocky as you want.
Yeah.
What is it about you that these college coaches like, you know? And
yeah, but you know, besides me being, you know, everybody, you know, that's recruited is a good player.
Yeah.
But, you know, besides me being a good player, I feel like it's really the way I talk and my knowledge. You know, a big part of that was IMG. You know, when I do go to different colleges and talk to them, like I'm saying, the schemes, the terminologies, all that, I know the exact same things, you know, what type of structured kid I am. Because being at IMG, that schedule is like almost identical to a college program schedule.
So it's going to be easy for you to like kind of like when you do transition into your college career, you'll kind of be able to get used to that. Wake up in the morning, you go to a workout, you go to sleep, etc.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the main thing was really the type of person I am off the field. Because, you know, if you're able to display yourself the right way off the field, like, coach, that's gonna put you ahead of so many more people.
Yes.
And it can be, that's a little thing, you know, being the right type of person off the field, that's such a little thing, but it's something that get overlooked because you know it's all football. But like I say, football ain't gonna last forever. So, you know, when football gone, what type of person are you? You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you're a good, solid person.
For sure. And I feel like a lot, like you said, a lot of these young kids growing up, they feel like, oh, I just got it like that. I'm fast. I'm this. I'm shifty. I'm this. But at the end of the day, coaches are looking for a player that's coachable. So if you're arrogant, if you can't listen, if you just feel like you're all that in a bag of chips, a coach is going to take that one kid who may not be as good as you, but is working 10 times harder than you and has the right head on his shoulders.
That's true.
So I definitely agree with you right there. So speaking of recruiting, what are like your top schools? Like what, if you want to give us a little bit of insight?
Well, my top school is really, I want to stay down south, you know.
I can't do the cold either. So
you know, but you know, it's always a good thing being able to play in that cold because you know you go to the NFL, you go to the league, you gotta play in the cold. But you know, I love all the down south schools. Ever since I was a kid, you know, the big Florida State, Miami's, I've always loved them schools. But you know, now that I start to build relationships with certain schools out of state, you know, I love Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Texas. Really, some of my favorites out of state. But and also Oregon. I'm building a good relationship with them.
That's far.
Yeah, that's yeah. But yeah, man, I'm still young, and you know, right now I'm just focused on building a relationship with them coaches. You know, because that's a big part of recruiting. You know. Yeah.
So. Besides building a relationship with coaches, because I feel like that's one of like the main things that a lot of athletes look for when it comes to the recruiting process. What's something else that you look for in a program that's recruiting you?
I feel like the type of people that's on that staff, you know, what type of men do you have to nurture them kids on your staff? What do you do for your men outside of football? What type of opportunities do you create for them? Because if you're not a good group of men, you know, when you go to college, that's your home for the next 3 to 4 years. Yeah. And if you don't got a good support system around you, you're not gonna be able to produce and play to the best ability. Especially if you're not happy. If you're not happy besides football, if you're not happy with your environment,
with yourself,
you're not gonna be able to do big things. So I think it's really what type of men is them coaches that I'm gonna be around for wherever I go. So
yeah, for sure. And I do just want to ask one more question before we get off. Do you have any piece of advice for like any young boys sitting here watching you and who look up to you?
Yeah, well, the main thing from my experience, I'll probably just have to say, you know, just always stay humble and just work. Continue to keep your head down. Stay hungry. You know, don't ever get satisfied no matter what you have, no matter what you get. You know, my formula to everything, I'm not a big cocky guy. I don't talk a lot. Yeah. You know, if you continue to do the right things, present yourself right, stay humble and just work, somebody will find you. You know, especially in this world with marketing and social media. Yeah, for sure. You do the right things, you play and you present yourself the right way, man, like the sky's the limit. You know, everybody loves somebody who just be a good guy that they can communicate with and somebody who they can trust on the field. So just overall, just stay humble, just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, you brought up one more thing. I know I said that was the last question, but I do want to ask, because I haven't had the chance to ask the athlete yet. Does NIL at all like affect your decision as far as like recruiting goes? Like, yeah,
it's crazy you say that. Me and some of my homeboys up there had a big discussion about that. But I mean, I know a lot of people that has different perspectives on it. But as far as me, I would say no. You know, if money is the root of the decision you're gonna make, it shouldn't be for you. You shouldn't be making that decision. You know, because money ain't the root to all problems. You know, and a decision like that, what college you're gonna be picking shouldn't be based. Your main moral shouldn't be about money. Yeah. So as far as for me, wherever I go, NIL ain't gonna really have a big impact on where I go, because money shouldn't persuade me to do almost anything. You know, so it most definitely shouldn't persuade me to pick this college or that college, you know.
Yeah, because now you got this school, all this money,
happy. Yeah, you go there, you're not happy, then that's how people jump in the transfer portal. You don't want none of that. None of that.
For sure. Any last piece of words that you want to tell the people before you go? Anything else?
Nah, man, it was a great time being able to chop it up. I appreciate you for letting me hop on and talk with you. And Nah, it was great, you know, blessing to be here. That's pretty much it.
For sure. I just want to end off saying, like, 110% go for it with your communications degree. Like, I'm just now starting in, like, the sports, like, broadcast area. And honestly, they've been nothing but nice to me. Like, the way that you speak, the certain way that you carry yourself, I could definitely see you going far in this industry after your football career. Again, thank you so much for coming. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.